Good evening, everybody. Tonight I'm going to be doing an extremely meta episode of Nighttime Nostalgia. So I hope you're ready to get big brained. It's just me tonight. I don't think we've done a solo episode in a while. So this will be interesting. Hopefully people will watch and they will find this enlightening and they will not be too bored by me without a guest here. I feel like this is the first episode we've done in a while that isn't just a straight interview. So tonight, the episode is, as you can tell by the title, is podcasts. I'm going to be going over the history of podcasts, specifically the podcasts that I've done, as well as STC adjacent podcasts. You'll see what I mean. Like things basically just in this realm of the community. Like obviously, I'm not giving a whole comprehensive history of podcasts going back to like 2003 or whatever, I don't know that shit, but our journey is going to begin in 2011 because that is when I made my first attempt at podcasting. Oh yes, little 13, 14-year-old Willie thought he had what it takes to be a podcaster. That is true. So we're going to be going through this whole history leading up to the present day with Nighttime Nostalgia. Let's strap in, but first things first, we need some music for our journey. Let's get playing with Real Nigga Hours. It's not Real Nigga Hours yet. It's not even close, but it's never too early to play this amazing album. Especially now that Mop is back. So, the first thing we're going to be talking about, and I'm using the word podcast kind of loosely here with this one. This one's kind of like a proto-podcast, I guess you could say. It was like a mini podcast. This is the first thing that kind of resembles a podcast that I did. Where the fuck is it? Hold on, I thought that was what it was called, like random things with. Here we go, dude. Look at these fucking videos. We got a YouTube poop, Minecraft video. This is what you get if you search Julio. I don't know why I can't click on that. I guess because that one's public. Oh, that was just the Nighttime Nostalgia that we did with him on collab channels. Go watch that if you haven't already. So anyways, the first thing that I did that really, I guess, resembles a podcast was this little series, I guess, like a two-parter called Me and Julio Talk About Random Things. This was in September of 2011, as you can see. And honestly, I don't remember much about this. Talking about games, anime, and ponies. Yep, that's 2011. Not a lot has changed now. Nighttime Nostalgia is like talking about games, anime, and fucking like fringe politics. Alright, so I'm gonna go to this. We're gonna check it out. I really don't want to watch this because I remember this was like super cringy even back then. But hold on, I'm gonna pause the music. We're gonna listen to like the first 10 seconds. We're gonna see how this goes. Alright. Here it is. This was the first kind of podcasting thing I ever did. Me and Julio talk about random things. That's it. That's the whole video, is just me and Julio talking. So I consider this like a proto podcast.
Hey everybody, it's
Sorry, it didn't capture my face. Oh yeah, dude, we were using fucking Google Plus when Google Plus first came out. We were using Google Plus because Skype at that time, you had to pay to do video chat on Skype at that time, and Google Plus let you use it for free. So we were using Google Plus video chat, like a Google Plus Hangout, like in the earliest stages of it. And you can see I have the Camtasia, the classic blue Camtasia call out here. Sorry didn't capture my face. Oh well, more Mexican and less white boy. I love that I could just say that back then, and like no one blinked a fucking eye. Now if I said that, like it makes some people uncomfortable, I feel.
123T here with
Spice up in my YouTube.
Yo. The craziest shit. I talked to Julio like 2 days ago on Discord. He sounds exactly the same. This man's voice has not changed since 2011. And fucking I don't think his height has changed since 2011 either.
And yeah, we're just gonna be talking about some various things here. So how about you go ahead and let's just say,
Okay, no, I can't. I can't watch anymore. I can't. I hate my old voice. I fucking hate my voice. So that was part one, and then so I think the reason. Oh fuck me. I think the reason that I divided this into two parts is because back then I still had the 15-minute time limit on my YouTube. 'Cause I know by that point they had already started rolling out unlimited time limit for some channels. I think even like some non-partnered channels, but I think I couldn't get it because I had copyright strikes on my channel. So it was like one of my punishments was that I had the 15-minute time limit still, or something like that. Something along those lines. I think I'm getting the history right. So that's why I divided this into two parts, I think. Or were these recorded on? No, these had to be recorded the same day, right? Because he's wearing the same fucking. Well, I don't know. He is Mexican. He might wear that fucking. Wait, what is he wearing here? Alright, look at this, look at this. I said, I'm also looking for other people to do this with, so if you want to do this kind of video, leave a comment on this video or my channel. Part 2 as promised is up now. Possible part 3 coming Monday? So was I recording these separately? Hold on. Expect me to do other videos with... Yeah, I did other videos with Julio. There was no part 3 coming on Monday. These were the only 2 parts. And I never continued this series. These were the only 2 videos in this series. I never did this with anyone else. Even though I think some people actually volunteered.
hey everybody, it's Willie123T back with Julio. So say hi to everyone.
What is this quality?
Hello.
So just gonna open off this episode with.
Yeah, I don't know if this was the same day. Oh, so wait, I didn't just cut these parts. These are... Wait, I guess I could have just stopped recording with Camtasia. Like, I saw that I was about to hit my time limit on this one. I don't know if these were recorded the same day or if they were actually, like, recorded 2 days apart. Because he's wearing the hat in this one. He wasn't wearing it here. But he is wearing the same wife beater. But he is Mexican, so that's... You know, he might wear that a week at a time. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. That was just us just talking about random shit, literally. And... that was kind of the first sort of podcast-esque thing I did. It wasn't very long. It was only, like, less than 20 minutes total. So to call it a podcast is kind of but you can see that I had an interest in that sort of thing of just shooting this shit in some sort of relatively structured manner. Alright, this next one, though. I hope I get the guy's name right to find this. So this next one was also in 2011. So that was September 2011. I think this was November. This is old. I gotta go back. Hold up. This is old. No, did he take it down? No, here it is. Yeah, here we go. November 27th, 2011. It was recorded a little earlier. There was like a couple weeks delay before it got uploaded. But yeah, November 2011. Now this, this was when I was on the Wet Whalmer Willie channel, actually. Wow, I didn't even link my channel. What an asshole. So this was called the Pokemon Radio Podcast. I bet no one knows about this. No one. There's no way any of you guys know about this. This is some rare Willie content. The only guy who knows about this is Josh, and this guy right here, Nicholas Mamone. Back in the day, he went by Omni Ditto. That was his name. Why the dinosaurs? That still kills me. This is our prototype, of course. Yeah, it was definitely rough around the edges, but dude, it's probably cringe now, but back then this was so funny. Like, there were points in this video where I was crying laughing. So this was me, Josh, and this guy Nicholas, also known as Omni Ditto. Josh, you all know about Josh. Omni Ditto, though, you probably don't know about, and to be fucking honest with you, I don't either. I don't remember how I met this guy. I have no clue how I met this guy. But I just remember one day he hit me up on Skype and we started talking. And then for some reason I was in a group call with him and Josh. And we were laughing and like just having a good time. And then Omni Ditto was like, yo, I want to start a podcast about Pokemon. And I think that you guys would be a good fit for it. Let's try it out. So we recorded this. It was almost an hour. Wow. See, he had the unlimited time upload time limit. That was only 2 months after the Julio thing, so I don't know. But yeah, so I was on the Wilmer Willie channel at this time. This was a dark period in Willie history, but there was some good rare content. Like, I don't know if I'd say good, but it was some rare content. And I had a really good time with this, but things just fell through as they tended to do back then. Approximately 90% of 90 to 95% of my projects fell through back in 2011. So that's basically what it was. We never got around to recording a second episode, which feels bad because I had a good time with the first episode, but I don't know. I wasn't in the mood to do content at that point in time, So I think I like ended up ghosting Omni Ditto or something because I was a piece of shit. But anyways, yeah, this was really funny. We just talked about Pokemon and then some random stuff. There's a segment at the end that was really funny back then, where like Josh was reading off random facts, and he was talking about like how a bunch of weed was found on a bus, and it was really funny back then because haha, weed. And it's still kind of funny because it's just so absurd. Like it was something like fucking 8,000 pounds of weed on a bus or some shit. It was crazy. And I was crying laughing at that. And I was crying laughing at this dinosaur picture. That's how immature I was. I was 14. Come on. So yeah, there was only one episode of that. So far, we really haven't made it past episode 1. 2011, we had the Julio thing, which you could maybe say was 2, but it was really 1, because it was just Julio. It was just 1 episode, let's be real. Pokemon Radio Podcast, only 1 episode. But 2012 is where I got a little more intentional, a little more dedicated. Wait, I forgot to turn the music back on. Shit. Dude, that's my ADHD, bro. Just kidding, that's not real. Alright, here we go. The Acceptor. Everyone's favorite. Goat channel, bro. Oh, I fucking love and hate this channel so much. Who doesn't know about the Acceptors? That was such a staple of my channel in 2012. But let me break it down for you. The Acceptors started a craze. As you're going to see in 2012, we had a podcast craze. The market started to get a little oversaturated, and it wasn't because of me. I was doing my own thing here. I just had this one podcast that we did 3 episodes of. Hey, that's more than 1. We did 3 of them, and they were long. Look how long these were. Like, okay, that one's only 56 minutes, but an hour 48, that's long for a nighttime nostalgia. Like, damn. So yeah, that's the gist of that. We did 3 episodes. But I gotta tell you guys, you're gonna see people were copying me, bro. I did it first. All right, let's just, out of all the podcasts of 2012, you're not in this area of like this Pokemon community. Look at this date, 5/6/12. Keep that date in mind, because you're gonna see that all the other guys have a date later than that, and you're gonna see the first and most notorious copycat. Actually, I don't know if I can provide proof of this because the videos are deleted, but take my word for it, the first and most notorious copycat, I'm pretty sure, uploaded their first episode later in May of 2012. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the Acceptors. So the Acceptors as a group kind of existed informally since, like, I don't know, you could, I guess, trace it back to 2010, really. I mean, in 2010 there weren't really groups per se. Everyone was just kind of one big, happy, fucking gay, cringy family. But, this was my boys. This was me. Me, Josh, and Julio were obviously the main guys. And by the end of the Acceptors' existence, also known as JG Inc., we changed the name to JG Inc., although we kept the name of the podcast Acceptors Discussed. But it was kind of like, JG Inc. was the parent company. JG Inc. stands for Julio's Gay Incorporated, by the way. The Acceptors, I guess, that was kind of like the podcasting segment of it. But we also had other things in mind, like the game Bleeps in Space. that we were going to make. That was going to be under the JG Inc. label, and we were going to bring in some people outside of the Acceptors podcast in to work on that game. The game's still coming, by the way. Been working on it since 2012, but Bleeps in Space, it's going to be the best game ever. Just trust me. It's going to be the biggest sensation since Toho. It's going to be the best indie gaming sensation since at least Undertale. All right. That being said, I had a lot of big plans for the Acceptors and JG Inc., but we just kind of drifted apart. So let me talk about who was in this group, because this is, I already talked about this on the collab channel episode with Josh and Julio, but I'll just walk you through it again. So these podcasts featured amazing people: me, Josh, Julio, Alex, aka Panksta, Dom, Brent, Cody for one episode. The first episode, Cody got kicked out after the first episode. Who am I forgetting? Let me go look at these. Oh, Brock, how could I forget Brock? He's in the fucking banana video. Brock, my nigga Brock.
Hello.
Alright, so this one had Julio, Alex, Brock, Josh, me, and Cody. This episode had Julio, Brock, Josh, me, Brent, and Dom. Is that everyone? Yeah. Oh, Alex was MIA at this time. Yeah, I forgot Alex missed this episode. So it had, at this point in time, our group was Dom, Brock, Josh, Brent, Julio, Alex, me. Cody got kicked out after the first episode. And then was the lineup different in this one? No, it looks like it was the same, except Brent wasn't in this video. So this one, it was just like the last one, except we swapped out Brent for Alex. So this is probably a really good video. Oh, actually, I highly recommend people watch this video. The October 6th. I can't focus with this ad, bro. I fucking hate these Spotify ads, but I don't want to pay for premium. Okay, the October 6th episode, I highly recommend you watch that. There's going to be some cringe, but Dom is so fucking funny in this episode, dude. Oh my gosh. He tells a story about how he stayed in a mental institution. Hilarious. He had the comedic timing down. He was a great storyteller back in the day. And Brock was the banana guy, and yeah, so that was what that was. And this podcast was kind of unique in that it was not focused on anything. Like, it was literally just like a precursor to what everyone did. It just like everyone was just shooting the shit, I guess. Although even some of actually a lot of the people who copied us were a lot more focused than we were, I guess. Like, a lot of the people that came after us in 2012 during the podcast craze, their topics were a lot more focused than the Acceptors. We just got on there and we were like, alright, what games you guys been playing? It's cool. You guys been to any mental hospitals lately? I almost closed out of Streamlabs. What the fuck? What am I doing? See, that was the Acceptors. May to October, we had a good run, and then when was this video uploaded? Oh, so we had a 2013 upload. Okay. Well, I don't want to watch this, but it's only 8 seconds, so it's just kind of cringe. I love, back in the day, Brock's icon on Skype never really messed with me.
I mean, like,
but looking at it now, pause. Looking at it now. What the fuck, Brock? Brock was a weird dude. You know the crazy thing? I literally talk to no one from this group except Cody. Like, Cody is the only person in this group I still talk to regularly, and he was the one we kicked out after the first episode. Like, don't get me wrong, I still talk to Josh and Julio occasionally, a couple times a year, and then I talk to Alex, maybe once or twice a year as well. But Cody's the only one that I talk to regularly at all. That's crazy. Like, back in the day, these guys were my best friends. Like, 2012, these were my best friends. And then we drifted apart in 2013. Just, I don't really know why. I guess I haven't thought enough about to figure out why. People started being fucking normies, that's why. I'll tell you what, people started being normies, getting in relationships and shit. It's fucked up. Anyways, that was the Acceptors podcast. It was just a regular old podcast. It was inconsistent as hell. Dude, I have not changed a bit. Look at these upload dates. 3 months, 2 months. So we were putting out like 4 episodes a year at that rate. Hey, that's how it is. You guys know the schedule with Nighttime Nostalgia. That's how we do it around here. Now let's start talking about the rest of the fucking people that followed in 2012. It really wasn't that many. I'm making it sound like way more than it was. But the first and the most notorious and the one that got way more popularity than the Acceptors, which I'm not salty about. Acceptors Discuss was quality, not so much quantity, but I didn't do it for the fame. I am so fucking retarded. I keep forgetting to turn the music back on. It was the ad. If we didn't have ads, this wouldn't be an issue. So, next one. You all know it. The Mad Mox cast. Yes. Yes, we're talking about Mox. It's one of those videos. We were talking about Mox. So I just wanted to check Discord to make sure I didn't miss a message. Because sometimes when I have Streamlabs open or XSplit open, I don't get Discord notifications. So, the Mad Mox cast. Yes. This was originally a podcast between 3 men. Mox. Gaz. You all know Gaz. Who doesn't know Gaz? Everyone knows Gaz. And Sean. You may not know Sean. If you were around back in the day, you probably do. He was a Hockey Freak 827. So Gaz, Sean, and Mox came together. And I believe it was... I can't prove this to you, but my memory tells me that it was late May 2012 that they came together and put out episode 1 of Mad Mox Cast. What else happened in May of 2012? And it's... Why did they just express an interest in podcasting at that time? So the Mad Mox Cast comes out with their first episode. It's a big hit. Like, I remember it was such a big hit. Everyone loved it. And they put out some more episodes, and they were much more dedicated than I was. I'll tell you that. I'll give them credit where credit is due. Here's the thing. Mox was a slave driver with any sort of collaborative project, dude. Like, gosh, dude, he was such a bitch. He was such a bitch about it, dude. He would not accept no for an answer. He was like, we're doing this now. We're getting this fucking content out. I don't care if it's good. We're sticking to the schedule. So, in my research, I have been able to discover, I believe, 6 episodes of Mad Mox Cast. I think there were 6. That's just based off of the research I've done. Let me see if I look Mad Mox Cast up. So I did the research for this episode, or not this episode, but a little while ago. Yeah. So this is 5, and this was in Gaz's playlist. Here's why I say 6. I'm gonna get into this. So as you can see, there were 5 episodes. They did 5 episodes. That's way more than well, not way more, but it's more than the Acceptors Discuss. It's more than anything that I had done up to this point. So I'll give them props for that. You know, Mox's slave driving ass got those episodes out. And you know, they had some guests on like Cat333 Pokemon. A lot of gays and furries on this show. Very interesting. Mox. So, the reason I say there were 6, though, is because this podcast got juicy. There was some drama. And don't get me wrong, we had plenty of drama with the Acceptors Discuss. We kicked out Cody, Brent ended up leaving, Dom ended up leaving. You know, like I said, by the end, it was literally just me, Josh, and Julio. So I guess, yeah, maybe just the drama is what killed the Acceptors. But even Josh and Julio and I drifted apart. I don't know. That's a topic for another time, I guess. But the juicy drama with Mad Mox Cast came after episode 5, Wait, did it? Yeah, it came after episode 5 because Gaz was still on for that because it's in his playlist. Mox and Gaz had a falling out, and Gaz, I don't know if Gaz said fuck this or if Mox told them to fuck off, or maybe it was mutual, but on December 29th, 2012, Gaz announced his resignation from the Mad Mox cast. Yes, after 5 episodes between May and December. Not a great schedule, but way better than mine. Gaz announces his departure from the podcast, and Sean goes with him. Sean went with Gaz. He said, fuck this. So who does Mox get as his new co-host? Mox got Sierra, another weirdo Tumblr forum furry guy. And we all know how I felt about Sierra back in the day. Not a fan. So Sierra basically drove the series into the fucking ground. But hey, episode 6. Here's why I know that there was a 6th episode, even though it's not in Gaz's podcast. Now, Mox deleted all these videos off his channel. Mox swept his channel like a couple years ago to erase any trace of me being on his channel. And I was in the 6th episode of Mad Mox Cast. And people loved me. Let me tell you. I know that I could just make up anything at this point because the video's gone, but I remember the reception was great. Everyone was like, Willie, you were so good. Your points were great when they weren't cutting you off like that fucking bitch-ass motherfucker Sierra always did. People loved the things I was talking about. I don't remember everything we were talking about. I remember one topic was a Gen 3 remake. And, you know, I was been saying that Gen 3 was going to get a remake. Who the fuck? But people doubted me. People were actually trying to argue with me that there would not be a Gen 3 remake. So I came in and articulated my case. And I think Mox and Sierra found it convincing. Maybe they tried to play devil's advocate a little. I don't remember. But yeah, people in the comments were like, great points. And then there was other things, obviously, that we talked about. I don't remember very much of it, though. That was a long time ago. That was either... It was either immediately after Gaz left and we got it done on, like, New Year's Eve of, I remember I was still on my Christmas break of 2012. So it must have been either, like, New Year's Eve, like, or, like, right after Gaz got kicked out, or it was in the early 2013, like January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, somewhere around there in 2013 that was recorded. And you know the crazy thing? Here's the crazy thing. I think that was the last episode of Mad Mox Cast. There might have been like one more after that, but Mad Mox Cast did not survive into 2013. Because here's the thing. First of all, Mox and Sierra are both so not entertaining. Say what you will about Gaz and Sean. They were fairly entertaining back then. Like, they were cringe in hindsight, but they were entertaining back then. Mox has never been entertaining, neither has Sierra. So you have the two again, them, and then you get, like, one random guest, and, like, yeah, you could have a guy like me carry the show on his fucking back. But, you know, you can't rely on that. You really shouldn't rely on a guest carrying your show like that. So these guys were not entertaining, first of all. And then, of course, anytime that there's a split in, like, an original cast, you're going to lose some viewership. So some people, I guess, were mad at Mox and stopped supporting the show. And then third of all, dude, let me tell you something. Mox and Sierra could not work together. They hated each other so much. They tried. Or rather, Mox tried to drag Sierra into so many projects because he was just desperate to have someone to work with him. Oh boy. They would go at each other's throats. So I've seen it. I've been behind the scenes, dude. I have watched them argue for hours. When we were doing the Gold, Silver, Crystal randomizer Nuzlocke, dude, Or maybe it wasn't a Nuzlocke. Maybe it was just randomizer. I think it was just gold, silver, crystal randomizer co-op when it was me, Sierra, Mox, and LD, the four-way LP. Dude, Mox and Sierra would argue for hours about the most trivial bullshit behind the scenes. It was crazy. So they could not work together. So I think that's why Mad Mox Cast ultimately died, is they just couldn't work together. But it had a good run, and it got a lot of attention, I'm telling you. So much attention. Oh, actually, I should probably talk about, first of all, the podcast that Gaz and Sean went off and started. So I can't find a trace of this anywhere. I can't find anything on this. I wish I could. I wish I still had the video somewhere. I can't find even a tweet about this, but you have to take my word for it. You have to take my word on this one, because I was there. So after Gaz got kicked out on December 29, 2012, him and Sean said, fuck this. They said, we're starting our own podcast without Mox. And dude, so this is the crazy part. I went and I recorded my episode with Mox and Sierra for Mad Mox Cast, and then Gaz and Sean invited me on their podcast. Their fucking podcast that was basically just a fuck you to Mad Mox Cast. And I said, hell yeah, son, let me on that shit. Dude, here's how you know I'm telling the truth. Because I remember a detail about this there's no way I could make up. I remember in 2012, me and the Acceptors were doing our continuous Skype call. Let me pull that up for everyone to see. If I can get this to work. This was a tradition that we had back in the day, me and the Acceptors. What the fuck? Why? I hate the way that this search filter works. Skype call. That's gotta bring it up, right? Here we go. So here's just December 31st, 2012. We hit 100 hours on our Skype call. Me and the Acceptors. You can see there's Alex Icon, Brock's, and Julio's.
7 years.
No, not another fucking ad. Wait, what?
Uncomfortable, bulky pads feel.
That bitch said 7 years on your period? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Focus. I don't know what I'm going back to. Am I just going back to the Acceptors? Yeah. Because I can't find anything on the Mad Mox Cast to show. Okay. So Gaz and Sean invite me on this podcast, and I'm like, yeah, I want to join, but I need to keep this Skype call going. And I didn't want to hang up the call, so what I did is I kept my Willie123T Skype account on the call with Josh or Julio, whoever was on at that time, and I let it keep going. I said, all right, I'm going to be right back. I muted my mic. I got on my iPod Touch, because I did not have a phone at this time. My parents wouldn't get me a phone back then. So I got on my iPod Touch, 8 gigabytes. And I installed Skype on there, made a new account, and then got on the call with Gaz and Sean on my iPod on that. And I remember I had this, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I put the iPod inside of a sock. I'm literally sitting in the same chair I sat in when I did this right now, and I don't know why I remember this detail. I put the podcast in a sock. Yo, that'd be a dope name. Podcast in a sock. I put the iPod in a sock, and I guess I was trying to use. I was like I didn't want to hold the iPod in my hand, I guess. So I was like holding like the base of the sock, and like I was kind of using it, I guess, as a pop filter on my iPod's mic. I'm sure it sounded like garbage anyway, but hey, I had to keep the Skype call up. And let's be real, I didn't have a Blue Snowball at that time. I was still using my webcam mic, so if I had been on my computer, it wouldn't have sounded all that much better. Let's be real. The iPod might have actually sounded better. But I remember we talked mad shit about the Mad Mox Cast on this podcast, dude. That's probably why there's no trace of it. Shit. Hold on. could just listen to the ads, but oh, we're in my half of the album now. Hello. Some banger tracks right here. Yeah, we talked mad shit, and I remember one of the things that really got Gaz mad was that when I came in, I was basically like a whistleblower. I told him how things were working behind the scenes at Mad Moxcast after my episode. So I told him that prior to starting the episode, Mox and Sierra told me we're each going to ban a topic, and we cannot talk about that topic in the episode. So you're all probably wondering who banned what. Mox banned ponies. My Little Pony, you know, that was his trigger back then. Probably still is. Sierra banned. I'm not kidding. This is low key kind of based. Sierra banned sex. Yeah, Sierra, because Mox and I were just fucking having so much sex in 2012. I don't know why he felt compelled to ban sex, but whatever. And then I banned gun control because this was right after the what's the name of that shooting that didn't happen? The one Sandy Hook. Yeah, this was right after Sandy Hook, I think. So I was just tired of it. I was tired of that conversation. So I banned the topic of gun control. Which wouldn't have been an issue, because I think Mox and Sierra were both pretty conservative back then, so they probably would have agreed with me, but I just didn't want to talk about it. I was so tired of it. So that was the topic I banned. I think I had the most reasonable ban, actually. I didn't troll with my ban. I could have said, yeah, we're not going to talk about Mox. Make Mox go an episode of the Mad Moxcast without talking about himself. That would have been fun. So, yeah, that was... I told Gaz about this before, or maybe it was on the episode of his podcast. I think this... Keep in mind, I'm on the debut episode of this podcast. I don't even remember what it was called, but I was on the debut episode. I think it was called, like, the Community Podcast or something like that. I don't remember the name of it, but I was on the debut episode of this with Sean and Gaz. I can't remember if someone else was there. I kind of feel like someone else was there, but I can't remember. Maybe like... Shit, someone else was there. Maybe I just created a false memory that someone else was there, but I feel like they were. I don't remember who it was. But anyways, I'm sitting there. On this debut episode, I'm just telling them what the Mad Moxcast is now. Right after the first episode, I'm out there leaking all this information. And I'm like, yeah, they're banning topics. And Gaz is pissed because he and Mox both agreed when they created the Mad Moxcast that they wanted it to be a place where you could say whatever you wanted. It was like a free speech thing, you know? And he said that actively went against what the Mad Moxcast was supposed to be. And it was basically no longer the Mad Moxcast, you know? It went against the heart of the Mad Moxcast, in his opinion. And I agree. Fuck Mox. Gaz was in the right. And yeah. I don't remember how long their podcast lasted. It didn't last long. I think it died around the same time as Mad Moxcast. I may have been the only episode, to be honest with you. I think they did like one episode with me, and then like, here's the thing, it was one of those things that was kind of fueled by being pissed off, and then like, you know, time goes by and you get less pissed off, and they're like, yeah, this podcast is kind of dumb. Like, but hey, my episode, I bet you that was a banger. I wish I still had that, because I was popping off. We were all popping off against Mox on that. That was crazy. Alright, so what do I have to talk about next? So there was the Mad Moxcast. Started right after the Acceptors Discuss. So basically, think of it like this. Acceptors Discuss spawned the Mad Moxcast, which eventually kicked Gaz out, which spawned another podcast whose name I can't remember. And then Mad Moxcast is also responsible for the creation of another one, which is kind of... Again, we're using the term podcast very loosely here. This was really just a parody, but I gotta talk about it.
He's like.
The Frigid Aloo Cast. as you can see, their topics were Black and White 2. Okay. That was about to come out in America at the time of this. Hey! This was uploaded on my 15th birthday. Lethal Reading Homestuck, Minecraft, Wii U, and Mox Can't Afford Cardboard. These are some good topics. Except for, Homestuck and Wii U. But anything that talks shit about Mox is cool. It appears that Lethal was not in this, although he was added into this group, which is very sad. Oh, it was originally going to be called the Icy Lou Cast, then it turned into the Frigid Lou Cast, so there's some history for you. And then, I guess Lou originally wanted this to be him, Lethal, and Evan, but Lethal did not pick up the call, so it was just Lou and Evan Fire 30, and it was only 6 minutes long, so it's hardly a podcast, but the Frigid Lou Cast was basically a parody of the Mad Mox cast. As you can see, he says, "Welcome to the video that will single-handedly destroy Mox's channel and immigrate all of his viewers to my channel. If only, Lou. If only." Mox says, "Well, I'm fucked." No, you're the opposite of fucked, nigga. You ain't getting touched by no one. So, even though I'm saying this was a parody, blah blah blah, there is like a certain degree of sincerity to it because you're talking about like things they're interested in. It still kind of follows the podcast format, but just in a very condensed way. This is basically me and Julio talk about random things. It's now Lou and Evan talk about random things. So there was that. Lou always coming through with the clever, weird, fucking kind of cringy shit. Trying to make a mockery of people and whatnot. Why did he... Wait. Did anyone comment on these? I don't remember leaving this comment. Yo, I swear I do not remember leaving this comment 9 months ago. How long has this year been? How long has this year been? I left this 9 months ago. I don't remember a damn thing about that, bro. This was before I had my Lou beef this year, because that beef was, what, like 7 months ago? So this was before I even had the beef with Lou this year. Damn, what the fuck? Okay, so that was the Frigid Lou cast. There was only one episode of that, by the way. It was just a parody. One episode. Published on my birthday. Isn't that nice? We're still not done with the 2012 podcast. There are Acceptors Discuss. Spawns Mad Mox cast, which spawns Gaz's podcast. Also spawns the Frigid Lou cast. Who else tried to copy Mox? Or was inspired by Mox? Well, there's one more, boy. Wait till you see this. I wonder if I can just search it and find it, because I don't know which channel it was on. Oh, sweet, it's already in my search history.
Mop is here.
No. I wish I could crawl away from this. I could have left this out. No one would have given a fuck, but I want to talk about it. Because again, look at the date. June 2012, everybody. Another Mad Mox cast wannabe, which was just an Acceptors Discuss wannabe. Let's be real. Look at this cast. Me, Mox, VG, and Mop talk about the ups and downs of the shocking parts of Black and White 2. Okay? The cast on this. Also, shout out to this being like a reasonable length. Like 36 minutes. It's a reasonable length. Although, how do you have 4... Okay, on one hand, you've got 4 people and you can't fill a full hour. Why is this liked? Hold up. No, I didn't mean to like. Dislike. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so you got 4 guys and you can't fill a full hour. That's kind of sad. But, look at the cast. PGM, Mox, and VG, 3 of the cringiest motherfuckers to ever walk the planet. Plus Mob. So I don't really want that. I don't really want that cast to fill a full hour, unless it was an hour of Mop roasting the shit out of the 3 of them. That would be cool. But I know that's not what's happening, because in 2012 Mop was a little bitch. He wouldn't do that shit. Dude, I bet in this entire video he says like 4 words. I bet he says like 4 words in this entire video. I would never watch this to find out, but that's just my theory. I thought Mox died. Yeah, I wish. I fucking wish, buddy. Hey, Cam, what are you doing here? Cam, what the fuck are you doing here? So yeah, this was the PGM rated rant. And they did 1 episode of this and 1 episode only. That is right. PGM rated rant number 1 was number 1 and done. 1 episode only. So let's review here. 2012 we had The Acceptors Discuss, which was 3 episodes. Mad Mox Cast, which was 6 episodes. Maybe 7. I think it was really only 6. I think my episode was the last one. There may have been one after that with like LD or something. I don't know. And even then, that would have been in 2013, not 2012. Early 2013, but, you know. And then there was 1 episode of the Gaz podcast. His detractor podcast, you could say. And any Mox detractors in the chat? That might have also been 2013, but we'll count it as 2012. Then there was 1 episode of the Frigid Lou cast. Then there was 1 episode of the PGM rated rant. So shout out to the Mad Mox cast and Acceptors Discuss for being the only ones with any sort of rewatchability or retention or longevity amongst this cesspool of shitty wannabes, copies, bargain clearance discount podcasts. So 2013, I don't have much to talk about for that year. Things really calmed down after 2012. Everyone realized that they didn't have what it takes. I have some weird recommendations on here, man. Everyone realized they didn't have what it takes after the 2012 fucking saturation of podcasts. So in 2013, there was really only 1 attempt, and that was your boy coming at it. After everything died in early 2013, there was a bit of hiatus, but then I came through with 2 episodes of a horrible, terrible series called Open Vents. And I called it Open Vents because the whole premise was that I was going to be venting about things. To be honest with you, I didn't even really think of it as a podcast. I'll be honest with you, I was really inspired. I cringe so hard to say this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But I was inspired in the way that I went about these videos by a YouTuber known as A Dose of Buckley. I haven't watched one of his videos since 2013. But I remember he was like a Reddit soy boy kind of guy. But back then, I thought he was so cool because he was edgy. You know, he didn't give a fuck. He would say stuff that was mean. And I was going for that here. But I was also really getting interested in politics at the time. So that's where this first episode comes from. Look, sidetrack. Side note. This was uploaded September 7th, 2013. Over 6 years later, we're still talking about this shit. Syrian civil. Let me click this. Syrian civil war, future of Syria, potential U.S. action, and more. What the fuck was wrong with me, bro? This was such a bad video. Like, it needs to be expunged. I only keep it up as private for historical lessons. And I did say future episodes will be much better than this. It's quickly put together, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was. It was really quickly put together. It was only, again, I'm using the word podcast kind of loosely because this was only 20 minutes, and then the next one was only 16 roughly. So, can you really call that a podcast? Again, the length thing, I don't know what the length requirement for a podcast is, but we're not going to get technical. We're just talking about this format, you know, and that's the format I was going for with talking about a certain topic for each video, but the overall series wasn't going to be limited. It was going to be me venting about whatever I wanted to vent about, and I was going to tell it like it is. You know, always tell it like it is around here, boys. But episode 1 was horrible. I said that America should go to war with Syria. I retract that fully. I just want to say, first of all, I want to say fuck advertisements. And then I want to say, Assad is based. I stand with Assad. Fuck ISIS. Fuck Israel. Fuck the rebels. Fuck America. Fuck Western imperialism. And, I stand with Assad and Syria. Better not touch any fucking grain of sand in Syria. I cannot express how much I am opposed to war with Syria now. And let's just get it out there. The chemical attacks are not real. Assad, Galaxy Brain Assad just keeps using chemical weapons on his citizens whenever America is about to pull out. Yeah, really, really, really big brain stuff. That stuff is all staged by Israel. Fuck Israel. Alright, anyways, that's it. I'm done with my political rant. Episode 2 of Open Vents. This one was a little better. This one was pretty funny, actually. And this one I was going over an argument I had with Alex's ex-girlfriend. And it's pretty funny. I will say it's pretty funny. I posted the Navy SEAL copy pasta in reply to one of her Facebook posts, and like some guy said he was gonna call the cops on me. Pretty funny stuff. That one was pretty funny. But then I never did another episode after that. Hey, I was doing one a week. I was on a good pace right here. September 7th, September 13th. I was on a good pace. Caught it this time. Let's get it. Dude, have Spotify ads gotten worse? I feel like they weren't this bad like earlier this year. We're getting one like every 2 tracks now. This is insane. So yeah, that was Open Vents. That's really the only 2013 podcast I can think of. Again, only 2 episodes. I feel like I had really big plans for this. Like I feel like I wanted this to be like a really funny like but also kind of educational podcast where I was like, look how smart I am. I'm smarter than all these buffoons. And then I would insult them. But I didn't have the dedication for it. This was another point in time where I really just started getting tired of content. This is where things really went downhill for Willie. Things went downhill for a couple years after this period of time. Now we head over to Pop Frizzy. You already know what we're talking about here. We're talking about the next installment in my podcast history, Frizzy Style, baby. So in spring of 2014, I decided to abandon this channel, the one that I'm uploading Nighttime Nostalgia on, the Willy123T, or Toxic Rage channel, whatever you want to call it. And I decided I wanted to do music full time. I was done with gaming. I was really fed up with Let's Plays and that kind of shit. I wanted to pursue music full time, and then I made the Pop Frizzy channel, which is what that was going to be. And I then made the Frizzy Style podcast, which is going to be me talking about music, especially like I guess just kind of walking people through like my own creative process and detailing progress throughout some of my musical projects, but also like things that I did, concerts I went to, stuff like that. So the first 3 episodes were that. And you can see the length varied a little bit, but they were pretty good considering these were all 3 of those were solo, and they were all uploaded in the summer of 2014. I was putting them out fairly consistently, one every couple weeks, and then it disappeared after the summer of 2014. After episode 3, we disappeared for a whole year until episode 4, which was uploaded in the summer of 2015. And this was special because it was the first episode to have guests. We had many guests on. There was Ben, Lou, I think Cam, and of course Mop, who was being interviewed. This episode was different because we weren't focusing so much on me, we were focusing on Mop. And of course we talked about some projects that I would be working on with him, but this was really an episode dedicated to Mop and his music. So at this point, this is when Frizzy Style just said like I just said fuck it, and Frizzy Style started to depart from what it was originally supposed to be, because I'll keep it real with you. At that point in time, I wasn't working on too much music. Like summer 2015, like 2014, I was going hard as fuck on music, and then like early 2015, that continued. But then by summer 2015, I was like, fuck it, because by this point in time, when this was uploaded, Pop Frizzy was dead because I had moved back to the Toxic Rage channel and I started uploading LPs again in the summer of 2015 with the Pokemon Ruby Randomizer Greyglock. That was the first one. Then the yellow LP. And then I started Glazed at the end of the summer. So the Pop Frizzy channel was dead at that point. I really had no intentions of continuing Frizzy style, but I just uploaded this Skype recording of Mop playing some of his music as a Frizzy style episode to get some content for the channel, to show that I was still alive, still interested in music. So then the series died again for 2 more years. Can you believe that? There was a gap. Excuse me. From summer 2015 to summer 2017, when episode 5 came out, the longest episode yet. Now, interestingly, by this point in time, Nighttime Nostalgia had already started. But for some reason, I don't remember what possessed me to do this, but I was like, yo, let's do, I think this was actually Cody's idea. That, he was like, let's do, an actual Frizzy style episode. Let's actually let's just shoot the shit and then upload it to Frizzy, to Pop Frizzy's, Frizzy style, and we'll make that, the finale of the series, because that series is dead. So let's, close it out. It had been dead for 2 years. We were just like, let's close it out with something kind of funny and entertaining. So this episode, it featured Mop, Ben, Cody, and I think Cam. Yeah, Cam comes in later. Because I know you were listening to Nas. No. Hey, I was talking about Nas, though. Shout out to Nas. That's, I don't really remember much of it, to be completely honest with you. It was summer. It was over 2 years ago, but I remember it was really funny. I remember there was a lot of really funny moments in this. There's one part where Mop, just go watch it. Mop is hilarious in that video, and in the interview. Mop's hilarious in these 2 videos. So then, you think Frizzy style's done, and then 2 years later, in summer of 2019, so again another 2-year break, Mop tells me that I should do another Frizzy style. And I'm like, bro, we closed that series out. And he's like, yeah, but 2-year break, it's been 2 years since that one. Let's just keep it going. Every 2 years, baby. So I was like, alright, I'll consider it. I was like, what do I even talk about, though? And I don't know what to talk about. Last time we just kind of shot the shit. Do you want to do that again? He's like, well, let's talk about the STC records, STC music. So I was like, okay, that's a good idea. I'll do that eventually. Never got around to it this summer, though. And then last month, I got around to it. Episode 6 goes up, and this was in the midst of Mop's apparent hiatus and departure from STC. So he was not present for this video, but he got his wish. He got his wish. Over 2 years later, Freestyle episode 6 did come out. Will that be the last episode? Possibly. Or will it return in 2021? Maybe we'll keep this every 2-year basis going. I don't know. But that's Frizzy style for you. That's the history of Frizzy style. So, is this one still active? Is this still an active podcast? Question mark. I don't know. If it is, you get 1 episode every 2 years. I hope it's worth the wait. Alright, there's another one I gotta talk about, though, because you know how I'm always talking about people copying me? You'd think once Mox got out of the podcast game that would stop. No, sir. No, sir. Let's look at the date here. Freestyle episode 1, June 9th, 2014. You already know where we're going. Did he spell it? It's how did he spell it? Did he spell it clumsy? I'm being a fake fan, right? Clumsy cast. Clumsy cast. I'm spazzing over here, bro. Here it is, Clumsy Cast. I don't know why for a second I thought it was with a K. So remember, June 9th, June 29th, Come on, Cody. Come on, Cody. To his credit, though, he openly admits to being inspired by... I just pinned this. He openly admits to being inspired by me and Frizzy Style in this video. So, he gave credit where credit was due, and that's fine. So here we go. Episode 1 of Clumsy Cast, 20 days after episode 1 of Frizzy Style. And he, once again, these people copy me and get so much more attention than I did. You know, the only guy who watched Frizzy Style episode 1 when it came out was Cody. Now, Mop watched it several years later, but Cody was the only one who gave a shit when it first came out. He got 4 guys. He got Piplup. That's Piplup, wasn't it? Yo, is this Piplup? Alright, no, maybe it's not. No, this isn't Piplup. Why did I think this was Piplup? I guess Wolf Pup, he was into like... I don't fucking know. Why did I think that was Piplup? Oh shit! Yo. What the fuck? This is Cody's ex. This is Cody's ex right here. Yo, that's crazy. Bro, this is Cody's... I'm done. Cody replies to everyone except me. I said, I'm just leaving this comment to confirm that I watched all this good shit. I fucking hate it. Best podcast in the world. I hope it dies. This is crazy to me, though. This is fucking, not the 17-year-old. No, this is the chick who was older than Cody. This was the chick that was grooming Cody. That's crazy. Dude, I bet you there's some simpy shit in the... I can't highlight this properly. Alright, let's whip out our calculator. Cody's currently 22. 3. Wait, actually, I'm doing my... No, I know exactly when they dated. It was Cody was 18. Cody was 18. I just woke up at like 8 p.m. Nigga, what? What the fuck? Alright, let me give a lesson to all the guys out there. I know this is not about podcasts. What did I just click on? Spotify? You got me fucked up. We're listening to some instrumentals. Alright. This comment. I just woke up at like 8 p.m. like a normal sane person who stayed up all night watching your ephemeral Fantasia Let's Play. I can't read the rest of this. I could do a whole video just on this exchange. Why did I have to find this now? This is horrible. Okay, I gotta keep moving. I gotta get this fucking episode done. How long have we been going at this? An hour already? I gotta keep going. My lesson is if a girl ever says this sentence to you, that she was up all night watching your ephemeral Fantasia Let's Play, run. If she says anything about ephemeral Fantasia, run. Stop talking, cut all communication. Cody, don't fucking ever do this again. You're a fucking simp beta bitch. Okay. Cody copies my podcast. He does 11 episodes. He uploads... this 11th episode was this like 2016? February 2016. That was the last episode of Clumsy Cast. And it seemed like it was dead. But he came to me and said that he wanted to revive it in 2018. He said in 2018 he wanted to revive the Clumsy Cast. Now, again, this is another instance. I just want to point this out to give credit where credit is due, that this is another instance of the person who copied me doing more episodes and being more consistent than me. Because from 2014 to 2016, Cody did 11 episodes. So he's he beat Frizzy Styles rates, you know. So good on you, Cody. By the way, I was featured in one of these. I was featured in episode 4. There might have been another. I don't know, but I was definitely in episode 4. That episode was so funny, dude. That episode was great. Oh, there's another one. Hold up. I was featured in... Maybe it was just episode 4. Was it episode... No. There's another one with me and Julio. So I was featured in episode 4 and 8? Is this it? Yeah, 8. 4 and 8. Best episodes in the series. Go watch these shits. Hold up. Oh, we gotta watch this. Hold up. I gotta watch this.
Surrounded by them, I might just turn into one, you know? It's
Hold up, watch this.
pedophiles everywhere, man.
They're all fucked up.
Pedophiles everywhere, man. I mean, I feel like since I've been surrounded by them, I might just turn into one, you know? It's the norm.
wait, what's that one Pokemon you...
Julio and I just laughed at that. Julio and I literally just laughed at that. What the fuck? That's so funny. Holy shit. Okay, so 2016, Cody puts out his last episode 11, and then it dies. The shit dies. So in 2018, he wants to revive it. He wants to return to the former glory of episodes 4 and episode 8 featuring your boy. So I say, let's do it. We're gonna do one with me, Mop, and whoever else wants to be on there in STC. So summer of 2018 comes around. It's early summer. It's May 2018. Cody gets in a call with STC. Says we're going to record Clumsy Cast. Awesome, bro. I'm so excited for episode 12. The 12th episode, you may be asking, where is it? Well, it was recorded, but it was never uploaded. It featured quite the cast. It featured me, Mop, Ben, Cam, and Eric. I would really love to see that now. But the premise of the video, really, like, the main topic was just us talking about our summer 2018 plans, both, you know, as individuals and as a whole, as a group. But Cody kept procrastinating on it, because here's the thing. I don't know what his deal was, but for some reason he was like, oh no, I gotta edit so much little shit, because it was a clusterfuck, because Eric was there, so he kept dropping out of the call. Like, he would leave the call and we'd be like, no, get back in here, and then he'd get back in for like 2 seconds and he would leave because he was fucking autistic like that. And Cody was like, no, I gotta edit that shit out, I gotta get it edited nice and clean. I'm like, motherfucker, I haven't edited shit a day in my life. So here's the thing. Perfectionism creates procrastination. If Cody was like me and he just was willing to throw up raw recordings like this, boy, you would have seen that episode in May of 2018, over a year and a half ago, man. But because he had to have it nice and edited and follow his little format, it never made it to the internet. You missed out on some really funny shit because of that. So the 2018 lost episode was the last episode of Clumsy Cast. In 2019, Cody has not made an attempt to revive this series. Maybe he will after seeing this. I don't know. That's Clumsy Cast, the Frizzy Style clone. And hey, Frizzy Style just had an episode come out. Clumsy Cast hasn't had one since 2016, so what's good, nigga? We may not have quantity, but we got quality. That's how I do it. So one thing I want to touch on that everyone already knows about, at this point it's all shit everyone already knows about. All the rare shit was in the beginning. Here in episode 8, if I hear one more ad, I'm gonna go sicko mode. Here in episode 8, I talk about Shit Talk Central. That channel is deleted. YouTube said, get out of here. They said that we violated the terms of service. But everyone remembers the Shit Talk Central channel. The original channel was founded November during my Thanksgiving break of 2015 with me, Mop, and Ben. And yeah, it was relevant at the time that this was recorded. It was still pretty new because this episode was recorded on New Year's Eve 2015. and it was the user spotlight. That was something that Cody used to do on Clumsy Cast, is he would highlight a user and kind of talk about their channel. And since I was there, we highlighted Shit Talk Central. I think Cody had maybe been in an episode prior to recording this of Shit Talk Central. I'm not entirely sure if he had been in an episode. I know he was in some episodes, but I don't know if those before or after this Clumsy Cast was recorded. Can't find out now because all the videos are deleted because the channel got nuked by YouTube, as I said, and Mop does not back up his shit. So this is basically, I just want to go ahead and highlight Shit Talk Central. Again, Shit Talk Central was not a podcast. It was a Let's Play channel, I guess, because every video on the channel was a part of our Pokemon Diamond Let's Play. It was Mop playing Pokemon Diamond. But we were talking over it essentially like a podcast. Before each episode we would prepare a number of topics, mainly just talking about PokeTubers and the bullshit they were doing. And it got a lot of traction. Like, Shit Talk Central blew up in late 2015 and especially early 2016. Like, right after this Clumsy Cast went up. Maybe we got a little bump from the Clumsy Cast, but right around this time, Shit Talk Central blew up. And again, it wasn't like a podcast like this, but it did kind of have a bit of a podcast format because we would prepare a number of topics and theories and stuff about PokeTubers, and I would do research beforehand. And then while Mop was playing the game, I'd be popping off with these facts and shit. And then Ben would be sitting there being like, yup. And whoever else we had on would be like, damn, straight. And then sometimes it would extend beyond that. We would shit talk each other. Like, there was a massive saga of shit talking Mox. I had crazy beef with Mox in early 2016. Oh, that was some good STC content. Oh, I missed that channel so much. YouTube deleting the Shit Talk Central channel is the biggest tragedy since, like, I don't know, the burning of the Library of Alexandria. But, you know, everyone already knows the history of STC and what kind of videos we did, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. That was just, 2015, 2016, and I don't know how many episodes there were. I'm trying to remember, how far did Mop get in Diamond? I think he got, 5 gym badges? I think he got relatively far into the game. But, a lot of it didn't even make it to the internet. Oh, and dude, another thing is we would pop off on Twitter with that shit. Dude, he would... what am I doing? Here, I got one of my playlists. But, dude, I would... After each episode got uploaded, I would go and... I would watch the video, after it got uploaded, and I would make notes of every person that we shit talked and what we said about them, and then I would go and storm Twitter. Mop and I would storm their Twitter and at each person and link the video. That's kind of how we blew up. It was Twitter, really. We would spam the fuck out of these people on Twitter. Got so many arguments, got blocked by so many people. It was great. You can't see most of them now because my Twitter's suspended, dude. Gay, politically correct terms of service bullshit has been such a detriment to history and the archiving of history. It's so sad. It's such a tragedy. When we talk about political correctness, it's not being like, oh, I'm not allowed to do a comedy skit where I say nigger now. No, it's worse than that. It's things that were once considered okay to say are now being wiped from history. History itself is being altered because of this mindset that everything has to be uniform to these strict cultural standards that we now hold. It's at this one tiny little point in time. And that's why the Shit Talk Central YouTube channel and the Pop Frizzy Twitter are both gone. But I think you can still see some of the tweets on Mop's Twitter. So, that's cool. But yeah, that was just a random thought I had, that it was so funny, going and just spamming those people on Twitter. It was great. And then the last thing I have to talk about. So in 2016, I didn't start another podcast or anything similar to that once Shit Talk Central got suspended. But 2017, this was my spring break. March 11th, 2017, my spring break of 2017, my freshman year of college. And I said, fuck it. We're starting a new podcast, Nighttime Nostalgia. And you already know what this series is. I don't know what compelled me to make it, really, bro. I just had so many ideas for episodes, so many topics that I wanted to talk about. I was like, dude, let's do this. Let's make this series Nighttime Nostalgia. It's going to be centered around, nostalgia and history and archiving of this community. And now we're here. Now we're doing a podcast about this podcast. That's meta as fuck. It's still going. It started in 2017. It's almost 2020. 3-year anniversary will be coming up soon, and we are currently recording episode 26. So, this is the longest lasting podcast on the list. I just want to point that out. You are listening to some history in the making every time you listen to Nighttime Nostalgia. So yeah, I don't know how long this series will last, but I have a feeling that I'm always going to be involved in some sort of way with podcasting. I love talking about shit like this way too much to not do this, I guess. I love sharing my opinions way too much to not, is what I'm saying. I really want one day, I don't know how long Nighttime Nostalgia will last, but one day I want to, my dream is to have, an actual, podcast set up, an actual room with, mics on a stand, and I can, have a guest come over, so like some Joe Rogan shit, the classic, actual in-person sort of thing. I would love to have that someday, and I don't know if I ever will, but that's, my dream. If I ever did have something like that, I think I would end Nighttime Nostalgia and then just make, the STC podcast where you talk about whatever the fuck, and I could have whoever I wanted on. But I don't know, that's all just daydreaming, just fantasizing. How long has this been going? An hour 16. Wow, I really picked up the pace after I saw how much that rabbit hole I was going to go into. I was going to go so deep in that rabbit hole with Cody's ex-girlfriend. The 26-year-old? 8 years older than him? That's fucked up. Not illegal, because Cody was 18, but just a little weird. And you can imagine how well that relationship went. Not very. But hey, this ain't about relationships. We've already got an episode about that. Episode 7, I believe. Yep, online relationships. This is the first STC video that Rexro ever appeared in, by the way. So go check that out. Shout out to Rexro. Shout out to Cody. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone that's been on Nighttime Nostalgia. Shout out to STC. And thanks for everyone that's ever watched anything that I just listed. If you have watched if anyone is watching this who remembers me and Julio talk about random things or the Pokemon Radio podcast, you're a weirdo. You're a lurker, bro. You are a pedophile or something. I don't know. But I doubt anyone ever watched those. I doubt anyone who is watching this remembers this, unless Josh is watching this. Or if Julio's watching this. Julio probably doesn't even remember the videos I did with him, bro. Let's be real. I barely even remember those videos. Me and Julio talk about random things. I have no recollection of recording those. I just know that they're there on my channel. And that's why videos like this are so important. So remember to leave a like. It's the least you can do to support this great effort that I'm doing with Nighttime Nostalgia. And hey, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hopefully I'll pump out some great podcast episodes soon to keep this great legacy of Nighttime Nostalgia going. Thank you for watching.